Hello everyone, welcome back to Tesla Plays Castlevania Lament of Innocence Fighter Mode. So, this is the third time of me attempting this. So, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem here. I tried to fix the background noise with the clicking of my remote. It's not going to work. Anything I try to use to cut out the background noise of my clicking and my chair creaking and other things like mouse clicks, it gets rid of the game volume too, which is a bit of a problem. Yeah. I don't have a setup where my mic and the game volume can be separated. I did try to look for alternatives to that, but I don't. So we're just gonna have to stick with this for now, as annoying as that might seem. But we are indeed doing fighter mode. So let's talk about what's different. For starters, relics will not be allowed. There are times when they force use of it to get stuff, and I'll have no choice then, but otherwise, it's going to be unequipped. This is a no-relic game. This is all about pure strength and defense. So let's talk about that. Anyone who knows about fighter mode from Circle of the Moon will kind of know what to expect here. I start with the ultimate weapon, all weapons in fact, of which you're going to see I have 9 of them. There's a duplication trick that will allow you to do this, and apparently if you don't do this, then the later half of the game is impossible to experience due to bugginess with getting the vampire killer early. So, we'll see how that goes. In addition to that, I start with 2 Draupnirs and the Megging Jord. They basically increase attack power and allows you to get more damage done at low HP. This brings us to a grand total of 30 attack, and you might notice that absurdly large constitution over there. I didn't want to mess with the code for this to make it look nicer, so we're stuck with this. It doesn't matter though. Con caps out usefulness at 99 anyway. Here's how Constitution works. You see where it says curse percentage, stone percentage, poison percentage, and status above that. The status tells you if you have a status effect, like poison, stone, or curse. Well, here's the thing about that. Constitution acts as a resistance of sorts. The more you have of this, the less likely you're going to get hit by a status effect. Each one adds a 1% chance to the odds of not getting hit with a status effect. And if you do get hit by it, Constitution also affects how long you are suffering under it. So it's all about the status effects, really, in this. Which kinda sucks. You would think Constitution would affect your defense score, but you'd be wrong. As far as I'm aware, at least. Speaking of defense, I initially was going to have higher defense, since that's something fighter mode was known for back in Circle of the Moon. But the code doesn't work correctly for that. You are only stuck at a certain number the whole game. You cannot change it with equipment. And if you take off the code after saving, then you go back to the default value, which would be 0. There is no way that I can possibly make that work for me, unless I changed out the code constantly, every time I got new armor. And I'm not putting myself through that. It's not like it matters, though. Defense acts kinda wonky in this game anyway. It doesn't act quite the same. There's also another reason I'm not doing it. And it all has to do with the shop. People are like, okay, you're starting with the best weapon, why aren't you starting with all the armors too? It would make sense. Yeah, but here's the problem with that idea. You might notice that things aren't that expensive, not even on New Game Plus, where you can get the Jade Mask. Which may not be so much useful during this run, but it might be useful for the next one. Now, things largely are not that expensive throughout the game. Armors, however, are a different story. You unlock them throughout your journey, and while they start off cheap, they end up really expensive by the end. That's where most of the gold is going to be going to. If I got all the armors right from the outset, though, there would be almost nothing to spend my money on.
Anything else?
So, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Gotta have something to spend my money on, actually. And as a matter of fact, I did notice, and you probably have noticed it too, but I'm starting with 3 accessory slots, not 2. What's up with that? Well, I wanted to start with all the keys this time around, because fuck having to collect them normally. The problem is, in order to do so, I had to also get all this stuff too, since it was all tied together. Which is good for starting with the tool bag, I guess, but it also means that I start with all maps, all marker stones, and all ancient text. Meaning, anytime I collect those, they're going to be useless to me. Now that kind of blows, but whatever. As you're going to find out very quickly, though, losing out on that defense is not going to matter much. Yeah. The power speaks for itself. This is, admittedly, how strong you would probably be in Circle of the Moon, though. Sure, give me a lot of potions already. Damn. And anytime I do get attacked, the enemy will wish they didn't. Oh my god. Yeah, large groups of weak enemies are going to be pointless because of how quick I'm going to be wiping them out. Alright, so I don't have Wolf's Foot, so I need to be cautious about this. As a matter of fact, despite having all the keys, the locked doors are not going to be useful to me at all, since they're either going to have relics, which I'm not allowed to use, or key items that I already have, so... I mean, I guess one of them gave me the Drought Near, but I already have what I need of that, so... Alright, let's see. I am still allowed to use sub-weapons, but I suppose we should talk about that. You see... The, sub-weapons power is not judged by strength, it's judged by intelligence. Meaning that for the most part... I'm not really gonna get much use out of sub-weapon damage. My whips now are going to be way more powerful by comparison. Huh, this is very strange. Does the Vampire Killer increase item drop rates? Because I'm getting a lot more potions than I used to. Okay, they say you need the Wolf's Foot for this, but I've done it without it before. Well, that was quick. Still not strong enough to kill you. Oh well. MP max up. That is useless to me. Again. Oh well. This will be the last playthrough where that will be the case, though. Hey. Jerk. Getting a cheap shot like that. Who do you think he is? Being clever? There we go. Got him. Probably should have gone rid of the small fry first, but whatever. HP max up. Now people are also wondering, why are you settling just for default HP? Why don't you have like 400 or so? Because you started with double and Circle of the Moon. You're right, you did. The thing is though, I felt like adding that much HP for this would just make things absurdly easy. Especially with the Mega Sword equipped. I just honestly didn't think it was necessary. Like, I am doing so much freaking high-powered damage right now. A low HP build with double HP would just be too much. Because it gives you extra power damage based on the percentage of HP that's lost to you. And trust me when I say that if I would have done that, it would have been literally impossible for me to ever lose. By the time I would get to about half health, actually, I would be doing so much that it would just be insane. Just the sheer power of it all. I mean, I know that's the whole point, but I want there to be some challenge still. At least in Circle of the Moon, it was built around having a leveling mechanic. And there were some bosses towards the later half of the game that if you were under-leveled, they could still do some damage to you. Because of the way the game was built. Whereas in this game, yeah. Even playing using normal rules for the most part, the game was still moderately simple. So I needed to consider that when I decided how I was wanting to experience this. This game might share a lot in common with Circle of the Moon, but only so much. Okay, now to handle this side. Ah, yes. I didn't do this yet, have I? Heh. Haha. Yeah, I definitely want to get rid of those as soon as I can. They tend to be the, Hey, you jerk. Quit teleporting. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they're not really lasting long enough for that to be practical right now. Doing the special combo. Yeah, there's not really a need for it. I will grab this, though, for now. Because I can knock enemies back if needed. Let's see. Man, even those things don't last long now. Get some monies. Well, you didn't last very long. Oh, come on, get up there. Another marker stone that's useless. Alright, so gonna go on save state. So yeah. Yeah, those guys can be a pain. You can't permanently kill them, and they will constantly be around you to try to cause mischief. But they're one of the few enemies right now that are. No, not that one. Stop by the save point just for a moment. Since we did take a couple of hits there. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, couldn't quite stop that in time, but... I hate these things so much. Because yes, they're not tough, but man... they're still a pain for one simple reason. You can't predict what they're gonna do. Oy. Well, that's rude. Oh my god, what is the range on that? You know what? Fuck you. Oh my god, I hate those. They can attack without any warning, and they can go way across the field to where you're at. That does not feel fair to me. And man, does this place love to do that a lot. Oh, and you can also do that. Oh, good lord. Okay, there we go. It's like, where's the rest of you? Okay. Oh, money room. Terrific. Pick it up, Leon, come on. I don't have Wussfoot to make this slightly easier, so I'm having to, like, do it normally. Yeah, Wussfoot would be the only real Achilles heel to this challenge. Because there are times when it could come in handy. But still, I'll try to manage without it. Okay, so we took care of that. I wish they'd stop throwing in more archers. Damn it. Okay. Now, gotta go back up here. Not only for the save room, but also to get the map completed too. Alright. Time to go this way now. Another money room. Yeah, there's a lot of money in there that I missed before. Yeesh. $5,000, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be having enough to get the first armor. Gotta be at 20% map completion first, though. Well, that was a lot easier this time around. Yellow Dragon Key. Use it? Sure will. Black Bishop. Completely useless to us. Moving on. um... Oh, freaking camera fucking me over. Okay, that door is now open. Okay, so now we can actually continue on at this point. We're almost at the second floor, though. Yeah, you didn't last long. Oh no, we don't. I am not even gonna... As a matter of fact, considering you guys are so good... Yeah, I'm trying to hit the Fasagos, but they keep going away from my attack. There we go. That's another... Okay, how many am I gonna have to contend with here? Oh my god. Okay. Good, jeez. They lasted a lot longer than they should have, to be honest. Okay, first you want to go to the left here. That was the Spartacus room. Over here we get the potion. And now that's all the switches. There we go. Skip that room if I can help it. Now. Oh, joy, here's this already. Alright. What the fuck, Leon? Why is he not getting up there? Okay, Leon, I'm starting to get pissed. It's like he's just being knocked off. Yeah, I'll just do it from here, be that way. Okay. Okay. So I definitely want to get the cross for what's going to happen later. And yeah. Oh, not second floor, basement floor, that's right. I knew there was more. Yep. Oh, and we also have these now, too. But I didn't really care. Wanted to get rid of the Fasagos. And this time around, I'm gonna make sure I have access to this. Okay, copy this onto my pictures. Okay, that's one. Okay, gotta get the map back up. Go through the second door. Okay. And in here is a key, which we don't need, but whatever. I was half expecting the archers to show up on the other side where I couldn't see them. Thankfully, that was not the case. Skip. Okay. Cleric's ring? Okay, we didn't get that last time. Very high chance of nullifying special effects of curse attacks. Yeah, that's kind of impressive. And this is the pattern to the other one. So just a moment, people. Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. Now that I have the two pictures, that's going to mean solving the puzzles in a second. It's going to be pretty easy. Okay, so... So it's the top one first. Which has an HP max up. Very nice. We're up to 220 HP now. And now for the other one. Okay. God, the Astro Fighters are so much easier now. Jeez. That's kind of insane. Damn. And over here we get the Bloody Cape. Not going to be too useful during this run, though, since most of my sheer power is from the whips. So, sub-weapons, Most of them, at least, are going to be largely useless to me. But that's fine. Well, only one thing left to do now. Time to go down this pathway. Man, power indeed. Well, time for the boss. I don't imagine this is going to be very hard in the slightest for a couple reasons. He's weak to the cross, and more to the point, let's see. I want to see something. I doubt I'm right here, but... let's see. Nope, he's not weak to any elements. I didn't think so. Not this particular boss. Yeah, we're already almost to the main core. This is going to be kind of hilarious. Damn. I really thought I could have done it in one phase, but nope. Although, that was still pretty laughable, guys. Oh my god. I was expecting it to be easier, but this was kind of a massacre going in. And he doesn't even have an elemental weakness like some of the bosses do. Yeah, some of them do have weaknesses to elements, which actually would make the fight go even faster, thanks to the way this game calculates damage. I mean, holy crap. Well, I would take this armor off your hands. So, yeah. Gonna get a little defense to work with. Only 5% less damage, but hey. You know, every little bit counts. How long have we been recording? 45 minutes, that's it. Holy crap. We're blitzing through this. Well, it seems like the progress is still counting, so looks like the code's not glitching me at least. So Next up, we're going to the Anti-Souls Mysteries Lab. It is a pretty short area, so I don't imagine I'm going to need to worry about too much here. I mean, if I did that in 45 minutes, then I should easily be able to do this as well. That's the garden. Well, let's see how this goes. Alright, so it doesn't really matter which way we go with at the start. Also, I need to be equipping that orb. Alright. Man, all the armors go down like a bitch now. That's kind of hilarious to me. Actually, I have a better idea. This will save me a little bit of time here. Let's see. Another freaking potion. Yeah, if I didn't need healing much during the last playthrough, then you can imagine I'm not going to need much for this one either. Well, thanks for making that slightly easier. Okay. So, yeah, at this point, magical ticket time. Because now I'm going back, because now I can take on the other route and save myself a lot of time by having to do backtracking. Ingenious. Now this is going to be one example on why fighter mode is definitely going to have some perks to it. Because now, I can just break this right now and not have to wait till later. And I'm totally okay with that. Magical orb, glows white. So yeah, that's something. Yeah, the white orb is already one of the better orbs for powerful sub-weapons, and I get it pretty early on. Just consider that another perk for fighter mode. Jeez, they're giving me a lot more of those Rosario items. You little jerk. Yeah, you guys are definitely taking priority. Freaking diver things. Ancient text that we don't need, moving on. Okay, ignore that one. Get the map that we don't need. Oh, come on. Oh, stop it. Marker Stone 4, which we don't need. And there we go. Got floor 1 completely finished now. Where's the second floor? Oh my god, jeez. Okay, quit alternating. Oh, really? Huh. Didn't think it was gonna be this soon. Go and get this lovely 1,000 gold. Use the red phoenix key and get Wolf's Foot. Well, if there's any secret that I need to use it for, at least I have it now. That's... really? Ugh. Okay, I can't be playing around with you guys for long. Yeah, that guy was not cooperating. But yeah, wow, already got Wolf's Foot. Jeez. Okay, cool. Well, you guys are still going to be a pain just due to your high health. If I can get in a good combo, that'd be great, but that's not always the case, though. You do get a high potion here, though, so there's that. Ugh, really? Summon it right close to me, why don't you? Okay. At least I got lucky with them not going straight for me most times. And then we have the platform room. Over here we get HP up. We're up to 230 already, jeez. That is kind of insane. It's gonna be a problem to get over here, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Damn it. This is why I use save states so much. It's because of platforming like this. Heart up. I'll take it. Now, this is obviously the fire guy, so I can actually do more damage with this. More damage than I'm already doing. This is going to be a cakewalk. Yeah, this ain't gonna be lasting long. I can already tell. Yeah, holy crap. Wasn't even touched. Holy crap, dude. Oh dear. Will they let me leave? They won't. Oh shit, this is a problem. Well, actually... Hold on. Oh, damn it. I saved, so let's have him actually kill me. This is actually a huge problem, and this might be, yeah, I don't know if this is going to cause a problem later. Huh. Yeah, this might be a problem. Let's hope not. This might be what they were referring to when it comes to, the progression. I'll just consider that a win. Me going through all that. Okay, let's go through this room again real quick. Yeah, that might be a problem. And of course, it would be these assholes. Huh, weird. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, really? Are they not going to ever attack? And I'm like, yeah, one of them tried to. Okay. Right. Okay. Skipping the Elemental Lord rooms. I mean, I'll probably save state and show me fighting them. That's probably what I'm going to do, is show me fighting them. But I will not be able to actually keep it. Harmax up. Cool. Yeah, that is a bummer, though, that they're set up in such a stupid way when it comes to picking up their items. Because, yeah, I really don't know what I'm going to do about that. Yeah, this might be a problem. Okay, we need what's over here. The fact that they won't let you leave without picking up the whip is kind of irritating. Not gonna lie about that. That is incredibly dumb. Oh well. I guess I'll be skipping that. It's only a couple of rooms, so it's not going to hurt my map completion too much. And now that we've got everything that's in here, we need to... Yeah, okay. We've got everything that's in here, so let's move on. Go and drop in the save room. Now, if I wanted to, I could fight the boss right now, since I already have the key item, but... You know, whatever. Go and drop in here. Get the key that I don't need. Go and do the third floor. Oh, quit alternating your freaking moves. There we go. This is one of the few times I'm gonna need the wolf's foot. Because, yeah, you can't get over here without it. Making Jord. High potion. And a potion. Man, they're so generous with that crap. Oh, knock it off. Door, please. Man, they are really not wanting me to run to these doors. Okay, it's another multi-room area. First, I'm going to go into the fake wall right here and get the Arctic Ring. Okay, just got one more. There we go. Ancient Text 3, yada yada. Super potion. Ancient Text 1. Oh, knock it off. The demons are always my least favorite to fight. You max up. You might not seem so. It might not seem so, but yeah, I hate them for a few reasons. One, their magic attacks are very hard to predict. Two, they like to stay in the air a lot, meaning I have to use the weak aerial attacks. And they have a above average amount of HP too, which can be a pain since you have to usually use a lot of aerial combos in succession to win. It's just altogether unpleasant. Okay, wait for it to wear off. Then hit it and make a run for it. E-tablet. Okay. Now we just need to fight ourselves the boss. Which, sadly, once again, is not weak to anything. The next few bosses are, though. Time to face the meth golem again. Okay, yeah, this is going way better than the first attempt was. Okay, we are at the second phase now. Which unfortunately is a bit trickier since I have to wait for him to decide to use his special move. There we go. Yeah, this is just more a waiting game now. Pretty boring one at that. But at least with the added strength, it goes faster. Did I not get hurt? Jeez. Man, that's kind of ridiculous. So yeah. We did 2 places in 1 episode. That's pretty good for me. So we've already got the second armor. And yeah, this is already definitely proven to be much easier than the last time around. In this particular game, strength is more valuable than magic potential, that's for sure. By the way, I need to correct myself on something. In the last campaign, I said that the higher MP count was better since it at least made MP come back faster, since it was percentage themed. Well, as it turns out, after doing more testing, I discovered that is not true. It's not. It is a set value that you get back. It is not percentage based, like I originally thought. So no, it actually didn't help me at all. If anything, having more max MP just makes it worse, since if you run low, it takes much longer to get back up to full. Kind of making it seem pointless to even have the extra MP, really, when you think about it. So, yeah, that sucks. And since I don't need this on for the moment, I'll take it back off. Good lord. So yeah, the Garden Forgotten by Time is probably going to need its own video, because the place that comes after it, the Dark Palace of Waterfalls, is a very long area. And I can't imagine I'm going to fit both of those in one video, but hey, we'll have to see how that goes. Whew, okay, so... How long did this bow take me, anyway? That's it? Just a little over an hour? Holy crap. Just how fast am I breezing through this, man? Because I was expecting it was come closer to 2 hours, but that is not the case here. Tuh. Jeez. And to think I was slightly concerned. Nope, not really. We're gonna have this be before you know it. But that'll be all for now. Thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you later. See ya.